Hello, my friends. My name is Sophia, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Today, I am going to be showing you how to make a Christmas card with the Sparkle of the Season stamp set and dies. I have the bundle. This is one of my favorite sets in the mini catalog this year, and it's great because it has all different dies. Like you get a star wreath, you get a broom, you get a pumpkin, you get holly leaves and fall leaves, cutouts for the stamps. Like you get so much with this. So it's definitely gonna stay with me for a long time. And yeah, today I wanted to show you how to make a Christmas card with this. I know I've made a Halloween card in the past and also a Thanksgiving one, and now I'm gonna do a Christmas one. So I wanted to show you the stamp set. It's great. I'm using the holly leaves today from it. This greeting, may the sparkle of the season warm your heart and home, and this little acorn from here. I might use the snowflakes, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm also going to be showing you how to do a watercolor wash. Now, I love watercoloring, and before I started making cards ever, I always liked painting, and I've made 2 calligraphy paintings for my daughter's rooms and kind of doing watercolor in the background. So I've always been a little bit of a painter, but card making has really steered me more in that direction too. So I love incorporating water painting into my card making because then I can combine both of the things I'm kind of good at. Well, maybe, right? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is the wash so that it has some time to dry. I'm gonna be using Seaside Spray for my wash. I know this is a retired color, so you can go ahead and use whatever colors you have, but I'm gonna be using the colors from 2019 to 2021. They were the in colors, and they're actually great. Like, I'm still gonna keep all of my colors just because I don't have a lot of colors to begin with, and these were some of my favorite ones. So this is a water painter, and I've just squeezed my ink pad onto this little area here. We're gonna use it as a palette, and I'm gonna squeeze a little bit water from my water painter right onto that palette. And this is Shimmery white cardstock. I don't know if you can see it shimmer under the camera light, but when the sun hits it, it really does shimmer. So we're gonna have a wreath in the middle of this card, and so I'm just going to start putting some paint on there. The great part about watercolor is it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't think that you're painting like, you know, Van Gogh or something. You just gotta let it, let the water do its thing, and kind of just, yeah, go with the flow, right? Like, you don't need this to be perfect. The best thing about watercoloring is you can always kind of correct it if you have a paper towel with you. Just dab what you don't kind of like and go from there. Okay, so I know this is really light, but this is gonna be my first layer. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of more color to it, but we're just gonna let that dry for a second. So let's do this. So you can either do it this way and use that as a palette, but my favorite way, I'm just gonna grab my block. I can't see it. Why do they have to be clear, right? Okay, here it is. Okay, so the better way to get more pigment is to kind of stamp your block in there and then use that as a palette. So now I'm gonna get a little bit of a darker color. Okay, so let's just put some water there. grab the pigment. And yeah, since you already have water there, you can just kind of push the additional color into the water, let it spread. A lot of people don't like watercoloring. I think it's a beautiful form of art and just even a way to express yourself. I want it to look kind of messy. All right. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with that. I don't want to add really any more color to this. I just wanted it to be nice and light. The Seaside Spray looks kind of like a winter color to me, so that's why I decided to use that. There's a nice little texture in there. So I'm gonna let this dry, and while we let that dry, I'm gonna score my card base. So I'm gonna be using Pretty Peacock today. You can use whatever color you have that's similar. I know the new green from the In Colors is very similar to this color. So we gotta score this at 5.5. Evening Evergreen, that's what that green's called. It's a good one too. Or sorry, 4.25 is where I'm scoring this. 4.25 inches, okay? And that's just half of a letter size paper. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean that up. Yeah, you can still see in there. Okay, so we're just gonna fold this in half. And I'm seeing like crafter's ink everywhere, and I think it's because I was using it yesterday for splatter and some painting, and I got it everywhere. Okay, so that's going to be our card base, and then the water painting is going to go right on top of there, like so. So let's see, how dry are we? I'm just going to heat this a little bit to dry it. Okay, so there's the wash. It's completely dry now. And yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I actually do want to put some of those snowflakes on. So I'm gonna grab my snowflake stamp from here. This is such a great stamp set. Where are the snowflakes? Right in the middle. There. I'm not going to put too many of these on, but just a little bit to give it more texture. I'm going to put that over kind of away. Now these don't have to be perfect. Just try to fill some of the area. Okay, like so. And then we're gonna bring in, so I've cut out the stars, and I think I want to put them just like that. Actually, I might add a few more snowflakes here first. There. It's nicer to stamp in odd numbers because it really captures, and I think I need some there too. So we'll just grab this again. I'm just going to stamp one of them, so I'm only going to ink up one of the snowflakes there. There. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll put this on. So I'm going to grab I'm actually going to use my tweezers to hold it. It makes it easier to put it down. I'm going to flip this around, and I've used the glitter paper that from the last celebration for these stars. Okay, you don't need a ton of glue, just spots. And now we're going to put this on, and I kind of want the stars to show as much as possible, so I'm going to glue it down like this. Okay, kind of push it down everywhere. You could use your bone folder to push it down as well. And then we're going to get our next layering piece, which is this wreath with the holly leaves on it, and I've cut that out in Pretty Peacock as well. So what I want is this thin area to be on top, because eventually I'm going to put a bow there. So we're going to put that on next. And again, it's easiest to hold it with the tweezers while you put that glue on. Right. So we're just going to glue that down now, and I think I'm going to do it right about there. Now, because there isn't a lot of glue, it might pop up a bit, but that's okay, because it just adds texture when it's sticking up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use my bone folder to kind of hold this down. Okay, and then I'm going to do some of the extra pieces I have here. So I'm going to put on these leaves. I think like there, and I have 3 of them. So there, maybe? I think that's good. We'll just glue that down as well. I want those leaves to kind of show up there, so I'm trying to be a bit careful. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that like this. And then grab the next one, put some glue on. Throw it down right here. And then this guy is going to go like there. Glue it down. Okay, let's see. I think that's looking pretty good. And then we're going to put the little acorns on. And you can kind of stick them wherever you want, which is what I'm going to do. Just random, but away from each other at the same time. Maybe I'll do one there. Okay, and this one's gonna go right here. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to keep like a triangle theme on here. Let's see how this is gonna look on there. It's looking good. Okay, now it needs some color. So we're gonna put on some pink berries. They're really tiny, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to work with, but that's okay. So there's the berries. And now all we have to do is the greeting. So we're going to use the May the Sparkle of the Season warm your heart and home. And I put that on the wrong side. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to stamp the greeting, and I think I'm going to do it in Rococo Rose. Okay. Perfect. And we're just going to cut this out. And I'm kind of just going to cut it out small because I feel like there's a lot going on this card already. So I don't want to put a giant label on my greeting. Just try and cut it as small as possible. And then I think that's gonna go down right here. But before I do that, I'm gonna stick this down onto my card base. And we'll use, I'm gonna use this just because it's watercolored. This is gonna be the stickier glue. You can just kind of move that around. Okay. And yes, I'm wanting it to be a horizontal card. There. Okay. Now I feel like my snowflakes have kind of disappeared from here, and so I might add one. Okay, so we'll add some in the middle, and then we'll add some maybe down there. And kind of move them around. And one there. Okay, great. I'm liking that. And then my greeting is gonna go, I think, just right. It could go there. It could go down here. I think I'm gonna make it go down here. So put that on dimensionals. Or it might not need dimensionals just because this is pretty high already. Maybe that side will just be on dimensionals. I'm using the mini ones right now just because this greeting is pretty thin. So yeah, that's gonna go right there. And I think I need one more dimensional there. Do just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna get my Tombow glue and put some of that on this side. Just so it sticks down still. That is gonna go on just right there. All right, and now I'm gonna have to put some, I think, glam on there. Let's see what I have. I actually have these pastel pearls and there's a seaside spray in there, so I'm going to use these. I'm always confused about where to put them, but I think one there would be good. Maybe one down here. Oops, where did that one go? And one, maybe right up here. I like it there. Right there. Okay. All right. Okay, and that's it. We're all done. I am gonna make a panel for the inside and stamp some snowflakes in there, but I will do that later because this video is a little bit too long. And I hope you guys have a good weekend and are inspired. If you've liked this project, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. And I will see you all next week with a new project. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye.